Okay, and we are talking now yoga part 6, which is about, again, another portion, another time in my life being asked by the Holy Spirit to gather all of my books, all of my videos, all of my DVDs, all of my, different portions of yoga, and to take it all and to put it into a bin and then to carry outside and to burn it. Okay? Now this particular time was really difficult for me. And I really want you to understand that I've spent a majority of my life in workshops and seminars and studying books and really wanting to learn things. And, being a teacher, I had a huge library and many resources and different things along the way, and the music that went along with that, all the different music that I would play in the classes and in the teaching. And this particular day I was asked, take all these things, take it outside, put it in that metal trash can and burn it. And I did upload some of those videos on a prior Facebook or YouTube or something, I forget. But anyway, some of it's recorded somewhere. And all I can tell you is that in the midst of doing it, there was some resistance within me. And it was like, I didn't want to let go of this knowledge. I didn't want to let go of, what I knew. I didn't want, it was like my ego struggle or something, whatever was happening, okay? And now that time has passed, I can look back at that and be like, that's what was going on. But in the moment, it was difficult to take all those items and be obedient and burn them. But it was like such like a powerful, like, do it now. And I did, and I was obedient, and everything was burned up, okay? And some people asked me, when I was, putting those videos up or whatever, people are like, you're crazy. Like, why didn't you just sell those things? You could have made a lot of money. And the point is, when the Holy Spirit says do something, you just do it, okay? It's not worth it to fight the Holy Spirit, because it's better to just be obedient. And I was obedient. Now, in that course of gathering all these things, and I had everything sectioned in this bin, and then I had some appointment that I had to go to that was time sensitive, okay? So I lit this fire and I let it go and I burned all these things. And then at this one portion, again, it was like I had to go to this appointment and I had to put the fire out because I couldn't keep letting it, so like all those things were already ruined per se, okay? But I had to go to my appointment. So there were still a few things in a bin that were part of my yoga teacher training, and a couple books that had like vegetarian recipes in them, and a couple other videos that was like, I don't know, maybe it was Rodney Yee with back care or whatever. The bottom line is there was a few things that I hadn't gotten to because I had an appointment. And so those things sat in a bin, okay? And I just put them by the doorway and I went to my appointment. Well, I got busy with life and doing other things and trying to sell other things. And after my fiance died, it was like there were so many other tasks that I was on point for that, burning those things just kind of it was just like pushed to the side, okay? And then I was doing this massive cleaning a couple months ago, and I came across that bin that had a couple of those things still left in it. But again, it was like, the timing, like I had a doctor's appointment that day and I had a place to go to pick up somebody at a certain time, and it was like I just could not do the burning and that day. So in that moment, I just took that bin with those couple things and I just took it back in my environment and put it on the side, okay? Now I want you to understand something. Was I purposefully trying to bring evil spirits or be disobedient to God? No. It's just that the timing was not lined up, okay? And that I had other pressing commitments that were predominant in that particular moment. Now, those things sat in a bin, okay? Now, since then, I have held each object in my hands and been like, God, can I keep this? Do you still want me to burn this? And this is where I say there is the grace and mercy of God, okay? And the grace and mercy of God is going, and I know that you love these recipes in this vegetarian cookbook that's, a vintage item. It's hard to come by, and I'm going to let you keep this book, okay? And there's this other thing that's part of my yoga teacher training, and there's all these different things and questions and whatever, and it's in a binder, and it was like, I still have that binder. Now, what I'm getting at is, if I ever get a clear signal, like, you've got to take these particular items and burn them right now, this instant, and get rid of them, I'm going to be obedient and do that. But what I'm also trying to illustrate is that God is so gracious, and he understands our heart, okay? And we have to be willing to be obedient. And at the same time, there are certain things that God is going to give you a grace period, and he's going to give you time. And there's other things that God's going to say, no, you got to do it right now. So all I'm saying is, I'm not making excuses. I'm saying, whatever God asks you to do through the Holy Spirit, just do it. And if there's some kind of time delay, just keep asking and being in the conversation. Just say, is it okay for me to have this, or do you want me to give this up? I'm your servant. Just let me know what to do. And some things take precedent over other things. So I hope that also gives you some insight into, books and media, and listening to the Holy Spirit guide you and get rid of things that really are not part of your best interest. Okay, and I hope that you can come back to a unity with God our Father through Jesus his Son at the cross, and his death, burial, resurrection, ascension, and his ruling and reigning, and his gift of the Holy Spirit at Pentecost, so that you can too have a personal relationship with God our Father, Jesus his Son, and the Holy Spirit. I'm going to leave you there, and I hope you have a great night.